This book is empty. There are no stories inside. No characters. No life-changing advice. No innovative ideas. It is just 120 pages of lined paper wrapped in a glossy cover. It costs about $2.15 to print. It sells for $7.99. And every single day, thousands of people buy books exactly like this one. If you have spent any time in the make money online corners of YouTube, you have undoubtedly heard of Amazon KDP. The gurus call it low-content publishing. They pitch it as the ultimate passive income dream. Upload a blank PDF, slap a flower on the cover, and wait for Jeff Bezos to wire you a check while you sleep. I am going to be honest with you. That version of the dream is dead. If you try to sell a generic, cute notebook in 2026, you will make exactly $0. You are competing with Hallmark, Walmart, and 500,000 other people who watched the same tutorial you did. But, if you strip away the hype and look at the logistics, Amazon KDP remains one of the most fascinating business models in the digital economy. It is the only business where you can sell a physical product without ever buying inventory, paying for shipping, or dealing with a customer. You are essentially selling paper as a service. The problem isn't the business model. The problem is that most people treat it like a lottery ticket instead of a supply chain. In this video, we are going to reverse engineer exactly how to build a $2,000 per month income stream selling empty books. We are going to look at the cold, hard math, why boring books make the most money, and the specific data mining strategy you need to find the gaps in the market that nobody else is looking for. This isn't about being an author. It's about building digital real estate. Let's break down what $2,000 a month actually looks like in the world of paperbacks. When you sell a standard 6x9-inch logbook on Amazon for $7.99, here is where the money goes. Amazon takes their cut, about 40%. Amazon deducts the printing cost, roughly $2.30. You keep the rest. That leaves you with a royalty of approximately $2.50 per book. To hit $2,000 a month, you need to generate 800 sales a month. That breaks down to roughly 27 sales every single day. Now, to a beginner, getting 27 strangers to buy your book every day sounds impossible. And if you rely on just one book to do that, it is impossible. That is bestseller territory. You are not writing the next Harry Potter. You are making a logbook for welders. This is where the portfolio strategy comes in. We don't need one book to sell 27 copies. We need 20 books that each sell 1 or 2 copies a day. Or better yet, 50 books that each sell 1 copy every other day. Do you see the difference? We aren't trying to go viral. We are trying to build a diversified portfolio of small, boring assets that trickle in cash. One book selling 1 copy a day is $75 a month. That's a phone bill. 10 books doing the same is $750 a month. That's a car payment. 30 books is your rent. The goal of this video is not to teach you how to make a masterpiece. It is to teach you how to build a library of 30 functional tools that collectively pay for your freedom. Most people fail at KDP before they upload their first file. Why? Because they follow their passion instead of the market. They think, I love sunflowers. I'm going to make a sunflower journal. They go to Canva, design a beautiful yellow cover, and upload it. And then, silence. Here is why. When you search for notebook on Amazon, there are over 100,000 results. You are a needle in a haystack, and the haystack is on fire. You cannot compete on aesthetics with professional design agencies. You cannot compete on price with Chinese manufacturers who sell bulk journals for $2. So, how do we win? We pivot. We stop selling art, and we start selling utility. We stop making books for everyone, and start making books for someone. A journal is a luxury. A notary public logbook is a legal requirement. A diabetes blood sugar tracker is a medical necessity. A mileage log for Uber drivers is a tax deduction tool. People think about buying a journal. People need to buy a logbook. When you solve a specific, boring problem, the competition disappears. Instead of fighting 100,000 people for a $2 royalty, you are fighting 50 people. And usually, those 50 people have ugly covers and bad descriptions. That is a fight you can win. How do we find these profitable, boring niches? We use a method I call job, hobby, health. These are the 3 areas where people are obsessive about tracking data. Jobs, the blue-collar gold mine. Think about industries that require paperwork, inspections, or safety checks. Welders, they need to log their projects, materials used, and settings. Landlords, they need rent receipt books and maintenance logs. Truck drivers, they need shift logs and mileage trackers. Hairstylists, they need appointment books and client formula cards. Go to Amazon and type in logbook for And look at the suggestions. If you type logbook for H, Amazon might suggest logbook for home health aids. That is a verified niche. Real people are typing that into the search bar. Hobbies, the passion economy, people spend absurd amounts of money on their hobbies. And they love to track their progress. Ham radio operators. They need a log of every contact they make. Scuba divers. They need to log depth, time, and location. Beekeepers. They need to track hive health and honey production. Guitar players. They need blank tablature paper to write songs. You aren't selling them a notebook. You are selling them a beekeeping inspection journal. The interior is just simple lines and checkboxes, but because you put a bee on the cover and used the right keywords, you are the only option they see. Health, the pain points. This is the most recession-proof category. When people are sick or managing a condition, they track everything. Migraine trackers, tracking triggers, weather, and food. Blood pressure logs, for seniors to show their doctors. Food sensitivity journals, for people figuring out allergies. Notice a pattern. None of these are fun. None of these are creative. They are boring tools for specific problems. Boring makes money. Excitement brings competition. I would rather sell 500 copies of a septic tank maintenance log than 0 copies of a dream journal. Now that we have the philosophy, let's talk about the execution. How do you actually build this asset? You don't need expensive software. You need a process. Before you design anything, you verify the demand. Go to Amazon. Ensure you are not logged in, or use an incognito window so your personal history doesn't mess up the results. Type in your idea, scuba diving logbook. Look at the top 3 results. Click on them and scroll down to bestsellers rank, BSR. This is a number Amazon assigns to every product. A BSR of 1,000 means it's selling hundreds a day. Too competitive. A BSR of 2 million means it hasn't sold in years. Dead niche. The sweet spot. You want to see books with a BSR between 50,000 and 300,000. This means the book is selling consistently, 1 to 5 copies a day, but the niche isn't so crowded that you can't break in. If you find a niche where the top 3 books have terrible covers but decent BSRs, you have struck gold. The interior, keep it simple. You do not need to be a graphic designer. Go to Canva. Set your dimensions to 6.125 by 9.25. This allows for bleed. Use the line element. Use the square element for checkboxes. Create one perfect page. If it's a scuba log, create fields for depth, time, location, and buddy. Once that page is done, here is the beautiful part. Once you hit publish, that book is live forever. Amazon stores the digital file on their servers. When a customer in Texas orders it, Amazon prints it in Texas and ships it. When a customer in London orders it, Amazon prints it in the UK and ships it. You do not touch a box. You do not pay for storage. You do not go to the post office. If you create 1 book a week, by the end of the year, you have 52 assets. If you stick with this for 2 years, you have over 100 assets. Even if 80% of them fail, which they might, the remaining 20% become a foundational income that pays you while you are doing something else. This is what I mean by digital real estate. You are planting seeds. Some seeds won't grow. That's nature. But some will turn into fruit trees that feed you for a decade. I still have books I published in 2020 that make me $50 a month today. I haven't opened the file in years. I haven't looked at the listing. But the check still clears. Now, I need to give you the warning label. Because I promised you the truth, not a fairy tale. This is not easy money. It is simple money, but it is not easy. The first month, you will probably make $0. The second month, maybe $4. You will spend hours researching a niche, designing the perfect cover, uploading it, and nobody will buy it. That is the filter. That is the moment where 99% of people quit. They say, this doesn't work, and they go back to scrolling TikTok. But the 1%? They look at the data. They ask, why didn't it sell? Was the cover bad? Was the keyword wrong? They tweak. They improve. They upload the next one. They understand that this is a volume game played with precision. You are not an artist waiting for inspiration. You are a data miner digging for gold. Most holes you dig will be empty. But you only need to hit a few veins of gold to change your financial life.